The CharCole podcast is recorded in front of a live studio audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or reuse of any of the materials contained within this podcast is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of the CharCole podcast. Welcome back to the CharCole podcast. This is episode 27 of the podcast, and for this podcast, it's going to be a little bit of a different setup. We're going to be doing interviews with the basketball coaches and kind of previewing the season. So first, we'll start with an interview of the head coach of the men's basketball team, Mr. Eric Denning.
I'm here today with the MVP Titan boys basketball head coach, Mr. Eric Denning. Mr. Denning, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good to hear. I hear this is your 24th year as being the head coach. That doesn't come easy, and both Cole and I really commend you for what you do, and, props to you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it certainly has. I've been thankful to have some pretty good kids and supporting staff around me, so that's a key to it all.
That's pretty cool. So now let's talk about the upcoming season. You had your first practice on Monday, and you're 2 practices in now. I know you're still a ways out from the game next week, but who are some players that will make an impact for us this season?
Well, we have a lot of returning guys that got a lot of minutes for us last year. Colby Kaiser and Reed Russ and Riley Dinert and Lincoln Clues and Nate Hone and then bringing in Ryan Chapman. Those guys are going to eat up a lot of our minutes, but we're hoping to play 8-9 guys. Going to try to run the floor a little bit more this year and try to be a lot more of a full court team. So we're going to need to play 8 or 9 guys. It's going to be interesting to see who steps up for the rest of those minutes. So I guess that's kind of what we're sorting out right now.
Well, perfect. That's good to know, and you hit the run the floor thing, and I think that really fits the team. So, tell us. I'll hit you again next week about this, but tell us anything you know about Gregory.
Gregory's going to be really good. They're going to have some size. I know they got a couple kids that play on some traveling teams in the summer that had a really strong off season. They're gonna I think they have 3 starters back. They're gonna present some problems for us. They're athletic and they got some length, and they're gonna be a good team, good matchup for us.
Well, that's pretty much all I got for today. We'll hit you again next week and kind of talk about Gregory and a little bit more in the following games. So thank you for your time, and we look forward to talking to you again in the future.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for that interview, Charlie and Coach Denning. It's very great to hear what his plans are for the season and his outlook. And up next, we have the coach of the Lady Titans, Mr. Preston Christensen.
And with our second interview of the day, I'm here with a young man that is very respected by both Cole and I for his success as a coach in his 4th year as a head coach for the Lady Titans. I'm here with Mr. Preston Christensen. Coach K, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
You betcha. So, after that heartbreaking loss last year at the Huron Arena against Hamlin, the Chargers are ranked 3rd in the preseason poll. I know rankings aren't things coaches and people like you don't like to look at, but what are your thoughts on that ranking?
No, I think it's very deserving. Hamlin's a tough team. They return some quality players, so it's preseason. They kind of earned it with their play last year, so good for them.
Yep, I see what you mean. And then what about us? In my opinion, I feel we should be a top 5 team seeing what we did last year, and we didn't even receive votes, and a team like Hill City received votes. Is that something you can use as fuel for your team this year?
We can. We don't really look at the rankings. We're more concerned about getting our girls ready for the season. We don't really care what others think of our team as long as we're on the same page in the gym, trying to improve every single day, getting our girls ready. Next week when we play McCook Central, and then playing our best basketball by the end of the year.
Right, and I know you've had a little bit more preparation time than the boys, but, tell us a little bit about your team and the changes that happened between this year and last year, maybe even some players to look out for.
Yeah, the difference between this year and last year, we have a lot of new faces this year. We lost a very good group of seniors, and we have girls stepping into new roles, and we're really excited about that. It's fun to see the girls that we've been working with for several years, get this opportunity. So it's been fun to watch them compete. As far as different girls that would be contributing or, different girls to look out for. I think you first have to look at our junior class. We have Shyla Tobin, Krista Glanzer. They're stepping into some pretty big roles this year. And then we have Naomi Mart and Morgan Boyd looking to, contribute any way possible. And then we can hop all the way down to our freshman and 8th grade class. We have a freshman in Kaya Schmidt who is stepping into a new role this year and, looking to go out and compete, as well as an 8th grader, Reagan Russ. So we're really excited about our youth. We're really excited about different girls and the opportunities ahead of us. So just getting all on the same page, understanding what we have to do as a team so we can be competitive, like we said.
That's awesome. And I totally agree with everything you just said there. So looking forward to your first game, you have McCook Central at Salem on December 8th. We're gonna hit you again next week in preparation to the game, and you got a little more time on your hands to think about MCM. But in what you've looked at so far, what do they bring to the table?
Yeah, McCook Central, they're always a tough team. They always have length. They always seem to be very well disciplined on the defensive side. Offensively, they're kind of led by Kepsel. She's a returning senior for them. So they'll be a tough matchup for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, I see. That, I think, wraps it up there. Thank you for your time, Mr. Christensen, and both Cole and I look forward to speaking with you again in the near future. Back to you, Cole.
Again, thank you for the interview, Charlie. Thank you for kind of doing all the work this episode while I just kind of halfway edit while you edit most of it. We don't talk about that. But thank you for the interview with head coach Preston Christensen. And with that, I believe that's the end of the episode. Stay tuned next week. We'll preview the doubleheaders, and then it'll be full-fledged basketball season for the next, probably 8 weeks or so. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.